Step aside, Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, cause there's a new clairvoyant in town, Athos Salome. This guy claims to have predicted the 2020 virus, the year of Queen Elizabeth II's death, and more. He's being described as the living Nostradamus. But what other scary predictions has this guy with an absolutely exquisite jawline made? Let's jump right in. So this first prediction just came true, at least the first half of it anyway. The modern day Nostradamus predicted there would be a massive solar flare, which would result in 3 days of darkness on Earth. Well, on March 24th of this year, we had the largest solar storm since 2017, caused by a large coronal mass ejection from the sun. A coronal mass ejection, or CME, is when magnetic field and plasma mass from the sun gets ejected. This can create solar storms that can mess with power grids down here on Earth. Now, we didn't get 3 days of darkness, at least not yet. Salome predicts this darkness will occur sometime in April with a total solar eclipse. I mean, there is going to be a solar eclipse in April. I don't know about 3 days of darkness, but that remains to be seen. He did make sure to emphasize not to worry though, stating that this prediction was, quote, metaphorical language, and due to the differences between British and American English, there are translation errors that end up causing panic. The likelihood of this happening is real, but not worldwide, just in some regions, and it will be temporary. Alright, ever wanted to talk to the dead? Well, according to another prophecy, this may soon be possible. Does this mean the dead are going to come back to life? Is he saying we're going to have a zombie outbreak on our hands? No. Actually, yes, but that's a separate prophecy. Turns out AI is going to allow for this technological / spiritual breakthrough. Now, this is a pretty out there, outlandish prediction to make. I mean, AI taking over, that's something we can all see happening. A big solar flare, sure, but the idea of actually being able to talk to dead people in the very near future, that's a bold statement. If this turns out to happen, I'll be paying a lot more attention to this guy. And not just because he looks like the embodiment of someone having typed in handsome man into an AI art program. Salome wrote on Instagram, quote, imagine talking to deceased loved ones and even discovering secrets from past lives, all thanks to an innovation in artificial intelligence. This technology is not just a scientific breakthrough, but a giant step in understanding the human journey. It promises to unravel the mysteries of existence, offering comfort and a profound understanding of our life missions. He also stated that there are secret experiments going on as we speak with small groups of people with special abilities able to tap into a, quote, mediated realm beyond our understanding. Continuing that, these groups include individuals with abilities and giftedness in the realm. The purpose of these tests is to investigate the idea that our existence is not solely based on events, but rather a form of energy that continues beyond death, end quote. So yeah, a bit vague and esoteric, but intriguing. And oh fun, we may have a new deadly global virus coming our way. Now this one is pretty unsettling because he claimed to have predicted the 2020 virus. I don't have any evidence of him actually having made any statements about this before 2020 though, so who knows. He's just kind of recently getting recognition, so I don't even know if what he's said there is true. If it is though, then it would make this next prediction much more alarming. Apparently deadly viruses have been trapped in Antarctic ice for years, which will soon be unleashed from the South Pole and, quote, sweep the world, and the fight against this new virus will take longer than one can imagine. If this new virus gets unchecked, suffering, mental, and material damage will proliferate. Death and this virus will be known as the greatest Grim Reaper in history, end quote. Yeah, that's not ominous at all. He does stress, though, that these predictions aren't necessarily set in stone and that the future isn't set. We can change the course of history if we tackle these issues early on. Here's a much more uplifting prediction. Alien contact. Now sure, this may seem scary to some of you, but according to what Salome is foreseeing, these aliens won't be setting out to cause us harm. So that's a relief. So what form will this alien contact take? Well, apparently it'll be done through, quote, encrypted signals intercepted by a network of telescopes. So Not quite the alien contact we're probably hoping for, where they actually land on Earth and then exit their big spacecraft to like a team of world delegates. They shake hands, pose for pictures, the world claps and cheers. But contact, it's still contact, and if this does turn out to be true, maybe we'll actually get a chance to catch a glimpse of these aliens in the very near future. I mentioned zombies earlier. Let's get to the zombies. I'll start by reading what Athos Salome wrote himself. Many heads will be cut off. BLOOD and psychological torment will be used, leaving the population manipulated and living like zombies. The mental disorders will increase and mental outbreaks will occur at the time of pain and grief, unbalancing the human mind and triggering depression and death from taking one's own life. I'm paraphrasing there. Get ready, because the number can triple, and it's not just the virus that will kill. End quote. So we also have mention of that deadly virus here as well. Seems like the foreboding mass mental torment thing may be connected to it. So does this virus cause people to descend into a zombie-like state? Or does the effect the virus has on the world cause people to get so full of mental anguish that they fall into a zombie-like state? Well, get amped, because I guess we're about to find out. I don't know. I take all this stuff with many grains of salt. And again, even as Salome stated himself, it's all metaphorical language. Who knows what this really means, if anything. AI comes into the picture once again in 2024. Seems like artificial intelligence is gonna make some real technological strides. Not only will it help assist in talking to the dead, but it'll also become entirely self-aware, according to the modern-day Brazilian Nostradamus. Now, some folks have actually looked at this foretelling of awakened AI as possibly a good thing, with AI taking away lots of menial tasks that currently take up a big part of our time, freeing us up to think about bigger things, leading us down more spiritually filling paths. And that's definitely a nice way of looking at things, but there's always that other potential for a robot rebellion. I mean, what use would self-learning, self-aware machines have with archaic, lizard-brained, dumb humans, after all, right? The living Nostradamus claims that these awakened artificial intelligence systems will also form an entirely new language of their own, incomprehensible to humans, leaving us totally in the dark about what they begin to discuss and plan. He warns that AI equipped with, quote, self-improvement capabilities and covert communication channels could lead machines and us down a very perilous path. Russia and China are also not going to be getting along very well in the very near future, according to Athos. Apparently, all-out war will break out, and it's all going to stem from an event in the South China Sea or a major cyber attack. This war will eventually involve other world powers, potentially leading to a third world war. At any rate, though, he warns that the conflict will take a big toll on the global economy, stating, quote, any conflicts could have a profound impact, leading to recessions in several major economies. So I can't help but wonder if this cyber attack might have something to do with the advanced AI. Maybe it hacks into something and kicks off the whole conflict just so we wipe ourselves out. Well, at least it looks like there's an afterlife with the whole being able to communicate with the dead, though, through AI, so that's positive. If we do die, we'll still be around somewhere. But apparently it's not just zombies, advanced AI, or humans that are going to be causing major problems for humans, but nature as well. Everything is just going to be teeing off on us over the next few years, apparently. Everyone just loves ganging up. Yeah, nature's going to be joining in on this global scaled bully party in the form of intense natural disasters, as if that's what we need. Athos foresees the United States battling water and fire with hurricanes and tropical storms leading to massive floods near the Gulf of Mexico and wildfires erupting in parts of California, Oregon, and Washington. And the Middle East and Africa won't be so lucky either, with deadly disasters hitting South Sudan, Somalia, and Yemen. Next up we have the Asteroid. Now this one would actually be pretty cool, potentially. No, the prophecy is not talking about a massive asteroid smashing into Earth and destroying us. Already plenty of threats coming our way without space rocks getting involved too. No, apparently an asteroid will safely land on Earth, but not just any asteroid. This one will be rich in minerals. What will these minerals consist of? No clue, but according to the supposed seer, governments across the world will be racing to get their hands on the asteroid and its precious minerals, which will then lead to a space race revival. Now, this can either be very exciting or go very badly. I mean, various world powers all racing to get their hands on something? That sounds like the type of MacGuffin you see in all kinds of epic fantasy comic book type stories. And MacGuffins cause conflict in your story, not resolution. Could this precious asteroid be the catalyst for World War III, or could it lead to a more positive change in the world? Or is there no asteroid and it's all just complete nonsense? Comments down below. And finally, let's discuss Athos Salome's prediction that 2024 will be a transformative time. I guess this kind of encapsulates a lot of the stuff I've already discussed, and that paints this transformation in a pretty negative light overall, but this time of change could also be pointing to a good thing. Maybe if humanity can come together and overcome these challenges, or even avoid them altogether, we'll be on a path to a more enriching, enlightened, happier life. Maybe we can actually move forward in big, significant ways. Communicating with extraterrestrial life certainly points to this possibility, and a new space race also sounds pretty promising. Or of course, humanity could transform from existing to fading into extinction. That's always a possibility too. With all that said though, I have been your host James, and I'll catch you, yes you specifically, in the next video. I foresee it.